Wow. The Buffalo Bills won their fifth regular season title. Give it up for the Buffalo Bills. They are now 5-1 against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. They are doing backflips. They are jumping for joy. This is their Super Bowl. Because we all know when it comes to postseason time, and they go head to head against the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, Patrick Mahomes is 4-0 against the Buffalo Bills. 4-0 against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills when it comes playoff time. When it matters the most, he's undefeated. In the regular season, he can't beat the Bills in the regular season. But in the postseason, he continues to knock the Bills down a peg or two. And I know it's a big deal. Highly coveted regular season game, highly marketed game of the week, the 425 game on CBS. The Buffalo Bills pull it off against the Kansas City Chiefs. Colin Cowherd tells everybody in Buffalo, calm down, calm down. Let's keep the proper perspective here.
Listen, there is a thread, there is a trend. When Kansas City loses, it's usually not the defense or a drop pass or the run game. It's because Patrick Mahomes is uncomfortable. Last night, Kansas City was terrible on third down, dominated time of possession, only got 16 first downs. Mahomes hit 15 times. This is why they've been blown out in a couple Super Bowls. Josh Allen, conversely, 23 of 26. Because Josh Allen was comfortable all night, and Mahomes was never comfortable for 3.5 hours. That defensive front, Joey Bosa, that's why they signed him. He's a pain in the butt, and Andy Reid knows it last night. So there is a way to beat Kansas City. When they lose, and sometimes they lose ugly, Mahomes is getting hit. Now, it's not all roses and rainbows for Buffalo, okay? Kansas City lost 28-21 and had the ball late. Trade deadline tomorrow. Buffalo needs to go out and upgrade. This was an instructive win. Kansas City probably is just going to get healthier up front, going to cross their fingers a little. Buffalo's got a hole. They got a hole. But there is a trend when Mahomes this year is hit 7 times or more. They're 1-3. And so last night's a great example. It felt like one of those games we've watched them lose in the Super Bowl where you're just like, he's not comfortable. He doesn't trust his own line. He lets go of the ball early, and he still almost pulled it out. But if you're Buffalo, just think about this. Josh Allen's nearly perfect. You run for 140 yards. You're at home. You're perfect in the red zone. You dominate time of possession. You win the turnover battle. And Mahomes had the ball late going for the tie. So again, not all losses are awful losses, and not all wins mean you've solved everything. I watched Buffalo, and my takeaway is, how does Kansas City have a chance to tie this game? They got punched in the forehead for 3.5 hours, and were moving the ball down the field. I mean, that stuff was nightmare fuel for Buffalo late. You're thinking, oh, they're not going to do it again after they clanked the field goal. So the one thing, though, we kept saying last year, Kansas City, Philadelphia was the best team last year. I think right now there's an argument the LA Rams are the best team for the second straight year. The best teams over in the NFC, not the AFC. AFC's got the better quarterbacks. I think the NFC's got the better teams. But last year, this team was unbeaten, 11-0 in one-score games. And now they're 0-4. The only team worse in the league's the Texans. So that's your company. So the last 2 years, Kansas City's had a hole on that offensive line. They had to let go Joe Thuney this year. Joe Thuney's now a Bear. So Buffalo, don't pat yourself in the back. Howie Roseman's already made a move. Go upgrade wide receiver. Go upgrade wide receiver. You beat them. It doesn't mean you're going to beat them in January.
You beat them doesn't mean you're going to beat them in January. And that is what matters at this current point. When it's the Josh Allen, whether it's Lamar Jackson, These guys need to prove that they can beat Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. It's all fine and dandy. That's one thing Joe Burrow did do. It's all fine and dandy beating him in the regular season. Ravens beat the Chiefs, Bills beat the Chiefs. It's all cool. But you're not going to turn a large amount of the fans into believers until you beat them in the postseason. As to what Colin Cowherd, Colin, that's the case for damn near every quarterback in this league. You got to pressure the quarterback. On the offensive side, you need a quarterback, and on the defensive side, you need pass rushers to get after the quarterback. That is a tale as old as time. There is a reason why that phrase exists. You need a quarterback, and you need guys to get after the quarterback. Of course, when Patrick Mahomes is uncomfortable in the pocket, he's not going to be as efficient. Same thing with Matthew Stafford. Same thing with Josh Allen. Same thing with Joe Burrow. Same thing with Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, any of these guys. Thing with the Buffalo Bills, they got to prove that they can continue to run the ball. And they need to beat the Chiefs in the postseason. Simple as that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did this Bills win? What does that mean to you guys? Does that make you sway in one way or the other? If these two teams meet in the postseason, are you now suddenly saying, oh, the Bills are going to win? Or is it going to be, yeah, they beat them in the regular season, but until I need to see it to believe it. I need to see it to believe it. Let me know your thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe. See you later. Have a good one.